Welcome back, my friends. I hope you're doing well. I've got another class guide for Brotato for you, and today we're going to be doing the Demon. I think this is one of the hardest classes to win with on Danger Level 5, because you have to spend your maximum HP in order to buy items. This means we're going to have to play several rounds perfectly without taking a single hit, because we'll have spent all of our health on buying stuff in the shop, and not have any health to survive. To try to mitigate this, we're going to go with the Ghost Scepter as our main weapon. We're just going to be buying 6 of these, and we can use that to stack up HP, which we can then spend on more items, or of course just survive. So let's pick that and get right into it. There's no way, I think, for us to kill 20 enemies in the first wave. The enemies just don't spawn fast enough, we don't attack fast enough, so we're just going to focus on killing stuff. And picking up the cash. Previously, I brought you the easiest way to win on difficulty 5 with the Knight. I think this is maybe the hardest. If you've been enjoying the class videos, let me know which class you'd like to see next. I've been enjoying making them. Very open to feedback on which class guide we should do next. In the shop, we're just looking for more Ghost Scepters. So we're going to take all our materials, which we don't use for anything, and hard reroll them into more Scepters. There's a couple small exceptions to this, and we just hit one of them. The Lost Duck, I think, is too good to pass up, even though it costs us 2 HP. It gives us 10 luck, and luck can jumpstart our economy. It's really important for this character and all characters to get early on, so we're definitely taking that. And we don't use elemental damage, so the downside is meaningless. Another one that's really nice for us is the tree item. I think this can also really help with your economy, and given that we've already picked up some luck, we're pretty likely to get chests out of it if we can kill a few trees during the run. Here we hit actually yet another one of the exceptions. We definitely have to buy the sharp bullet. We are a range damage class, so piercing bullets is going to be really important for us. And this actually gives us another option. Normally you can't do this, but I will show it off for this run, which is, let me finish shopping first, and then I'll talk about that. I will also pick up the baby gecko because it's hard sometimes to pick up every material that you drop in the round. We're a ranged class who has to dodge a lot, so the gecko gives you the option to grab more materials, which makes it so you don't have to run into crowds of enemies to pick them up. Alright, nothing in there, and we're done shopping. So what I was talking about is that the sharp bullet actually gives us another option. This means that our shots are slightly more effective per shot, so we can actually combine a Ghost Scepter. Normally I wouldn't suggest doing this, but because we have Pierce, I think we're pretty likely to get to 18 kills in the next round, and we can see whether that pans out for us. If it does, then we'll get some extra HP. Normally, I would say you don't combine so that you can clear the wave faster, because it's more important to clear the wave than it is to try to stack like a single HP. Haven't gotten any yet, so combining the Ghost Scepters may not have worked. Alright, actually, we got one right at the end, it looks like. So that's great. Here we're also just going to keep getting ranged damage. And I will just pick up max HP. Attack speed is also really good for us, but max HP is also shop items for us, so we're pretty much always buying that in the shop. Nothing here that we want. Oh, I tell a lie. Small magazine is really good, and I think we will actually pick it up. Even though it's very expensive, it's flat damage, and we already have the pierce, so that's really good for us. Plus armor is also really important. Since we're ethereal weapons, we're going to go down to -5 armor, but I'm not going to grab the helmet yet. We'll wait to repair our armor until we have a few more things that we need from the shop, like more scepters mostly. I will grab the alien worm because it's free. It effectively increases our HP by 2. This downside is significant, but we can mitigate it later by getting items that increase our health drops from collectibles, and we won't have enough health to take advantage of any form of healing for at least a little while. I will pick up this attack speed for minus damage. I think that's still pretty reasonable. Our damage stat is definitely getting low, so we're going to want to look out for that later, but we can deal with that later on. There, I'm going to grab the Ghost Scepter. I won't combine the second set yet, Although now we probably will start combining a couple more just because we have the Pierce, and we're going to just combine to one epic Ghost Scepter, and this should give us enough clear while still giving us a chance of getting a couple HP off of the high level one. We're at 6 HP, so I think we can tank a single hit this wave, but let's not do that. The enemies that we have to face this wave include these chargers, who we need to kill before they can charge us, and the floaty guys that shoot projectiles when you hit them. Those are the most dangerous, and we want to hunt those guys down early. We did get a chest out of that tree, which is great. That's why we have all that luck. Obviously not taking elemental damage for minus HP, because that doesn't do anything for us. And here I'm going to reroll once, looking for something a little better. I could pick up attack speed, but I think we'll start trying to repair our armor back to non-negatives. In this spot, I actually am going to spend quite a bunch of money on the Pocket Factory, even though it doesn't do much for us and the turrets won't do damage and might steal kills from our Ghost Scepter. It's unique, so this pulls it out of our shops. It'll improve our shops later on. And these turrets can also just kill other trees, which is sort of the most useful thing for them to do, and stop us from having to run over to the tree. Here I will still grab another bag, and then we're just looking for scepters. Weird Ghost is always a good buy for us as well, because we effectively start the next wave at 1 HP no matter what, so it's just free maximum HP for us. And minus speed, we haven't lost too much speed, so I'll take another point in ranged damage. And we're going to keep rolling for more scepters. Getting a little unlucky on those. So I might lock this duck. I guess we'll just pick that up and we'll roll once more, looking for more items. I could lock for the bag, but I think we are going to need to roll aggressively for scepters in the next couple rounds. So we do want to actually stack up to 6. Always make sure we're killing the trees. We get crates. Crates are free items. Hunt down the ranged enemies so that you have less to dodge. Try to stay near the middle of the arena if possible so you don't get surrounded. Like here, we're a little cut off and our retreat paths are limited. I'll definitely take this. It's max HP for a very minor downside, although again, we will need to start repairing our damage pretty soon. Gonna grab more ranged damage. The gecko is pretty nice for us as well, but I think we, in this spot, just really badly need to roll for scepters. Okay, great. We did finally find some scepters. And some more scepters. Alright, so things are looking up for us now. We can't buy both of them, don't have the HP for it, so I will combine and buy this one and then lock for this one. You usually want to have multiple lower level weapons rather than a single higher level weapon. Things are a little bit different because we're trying to stack kills on single weapons here, but in general we just need to clear the wave as quickly as we can. This is the last wave I'm going to spend down to like 0 health if possible, because next wave is much less likely for us to be able to get through it without taking a single hit. And so we'd like to have like 1 hit's worth of leeway going into the next wave, but for this wave we should be relatively safe. Just be moving around and clearing stuff, and try to pick up, during downtime, try to pick up materials. Always try to kill the trees as well. I wasn't able to get that one at the end there, which is unfortunate. This item is terrible for us. We don't want to reduce our range damage at all. Here I will grab more dodge. We're trying to get our dodge to 60 because we do need our tanking stats to be really good later on in the game. And here I'm just going to get plus damage. This almost repairs our damage that we tanked way into the negative, so that's a really good pickup for us. Then I'm just going to be picking up a Ghost Scepter, and a Ghost Scepter. We'll go down to 11 maximum health. This is enough that we can tank, I think, a single hit before dying. Although we could pick up this cake, gaining 1 health and giving us 1 more point of leeway. I think at this point, though, losing percentage damage is too bad for us, so I'm going to roll once more looking for anything that we want to lock. There's nothing here, so we'll just keep on going. So if we take a hit, if we can't take more than a single hit this round, even after we've stacked up some HP, although we should be able to do that relatively soon. Always hunt down those ranged enemies. And we're clearing trees, staying again near the middle of the map. We're going to clear these chargers before they could go after us. We can play around our turrets a little, since we do have turrets in this map, and they still do provide relevant damage at this wave, even though we're not building any engineering. Got a little risky with my positioning there and had to hug the side of the map a bit, but overall that was pretty clean. Definitely taking this bag. And here I'm going to just keep stacking ranged damage. Obviously buying a Ghost Scepter. And we don't really care about losing range, so this will get our damage right back into the positives, and that's great. I'm going to try to stay above 20 HP if I can for this round. Here I will take the minus damage in order to get +2 armor. I think that's really nice for us. And I'll roll one more time. Lock in this Ghost Scepter. Actually, we can only take 2 hits anyways, so I think we can afford to spend on buying the Ghost Scepter and getting a combination going, and this way we're ready to kill stuff in the next round. Save the rest of our money, and let's go. This round, you start seeing these eggs spawn on the ground. For this character class, it's pretty important that we clear those before they spawn the big guys that come out of them. And the reason for that is mostly that they can tank extra shots from our scepters before dying, which means fewer kills and less HP that we're stacking. Obviously, they're also a little hard to dodge. Their attack patterns and everything are pretty dangerous. There's one now. I didn't quite clear all of them. So he's going to make these lines on the ground. But see how much damage of mine that wasted? That would have been like, I don't know, 10 kills or something that we could have gotten that we spent shooting that guy instead. You can mitigate that by using manual aiming if you want to. But I don't think it's worth doing that because you do still need to kill those guys or you'll end up having to dodge constantly. That said, we did go all the way up to 41 HP, so let's recycle this. We don't really need to give enemies burning damage. That might steal it from our Ghost Scepter attacks. Here, I think the +3 HP isn't incredibly useful at this stage of the game, so I'm going to start picking up attack speed. We do want to stack that really high. And here I'm just going to stack more dodge, try to get that to 60 early. Going to grab another Ghost Scepter and level that up. Grab this Lumberjack shirt, and the reason for that is, again, just we don't want anything tanking damage that could be spent on getting us more kills. Also, it's unique, so that'll improve our shops later on. I'm kind of interested in this improved tools here, actually, because we do, in fact, make some structures. Normally with this character you wouldn't, but we have the Pocket Factory. I think it's still not worth spending 7 HP on, although it's still 10 attack speed, so maybe it's just worth it. Obviously, we're getting the Scepter. And probably this Blindfold as well. 5% crit chance and 5% dodge is too good to pass up, even though we lose quite a lot of range. Here, I am going to buy this. That could be a mistake. I'm open to the belief that that was not worth the money we spent on it. Just keep rolling a little bit. Alright, and we rolled into one more Ghost Scepter, and we'll stay at 19 HP here. Alien Eyes is pretty interesting for this class. We obviously do stack max HP pretty heavily, so I might lock that in. I think it's worth locking these. We get so many rerolls that you can often lock even fairly marginal things, and we can decide based on what our economy is looking like going into the next shop. Here again, I think I can tank a single hit before dying. So we have actually repaired our armor a little bit, so we're not in quite as dangerous a situation as we sometimes would be. Yeah, so I took that one hit, hoping to heal before I take another one. We do have lower heal from consumables, so we have fewer options for healing than we would often be looking to repair that, trying to dodge these guys. The chargers are pretty dangerous. The way that you dodge them is by stopping moving, waiting for them to charge, and then starting moving again, and moving sort of perpendicular to their direction of the charge. They will kind of anticipate your movements, though, so if you can reverse or halt, then you can kind of bamboozle them and do-si-do around them. Plus, piercing damage is great. We already have some piercing, and... oh, this is such a good shop. I wish I could take all of this. Here, I think the thing that we're missing the most is, honestly, just damage. So I'm just going to take the plus 12% damage. We just need to start clearing things really quickly. These only do 22, so I think we're going to unlock the alien eyes, but I am going to pick up the lens here for a cost of 3 health. Keep on rolling. Grab another pumpkin for sure. Nothing we want there. There's another gentle alien. They now do cost us 2 HP to pick up, but 2 HP for 5% damage is still really good, and like I said, more enemies is actually an advantage for us. And we'll go down to 25 HP to get this extra luck. I'm going to hang on to the rest of my money and not bother re-rolling. Yeah, getting that plus damage feels pretty good because now we're one-shotting all these little guys. You can see our HP, if you watch in the top left, is really starting to stack up because we're on a wave with a lot of enemies. Okay, I took a hit. That was my sort of one allowable hit this wave. Having trouble picking up this money, though. I'd like to be able to get in around these guys and collect some of this stuff. There we go. That feels good. Get all those materials going. Really nice to be able to actually pick up the money in this wave, because of course that's just more health, since you convert all your money at the end of a wave, or half your money at the end of the wave, to max health. So we just stacked up to 78 max health in just that one wave. Oh, this is a great item for us. Just everything that we need. Almost repairs our range and gives us tons of attack speed and crit chance. Here, I'm just gonna roll once. We have a decent amount of material, so I'm looking for something a little better than what we got. Yeah, and some range damage is perfect. And 12 harvesting, even though this is a level 4 upgrade, I don't think is good for us. It's already pretty late in the wave, and harvesting isn't super valuable for this class, so let's just stack dodge. We're now at 53 dodge and almost have enough dodge to be capped. Obviously buying ghost scepters. We're going to try to get these to epic as soon as we, or legendary as soon as we can. The banner I think is pretty good, so I'm going to buy that, and the silver bullet I'll buy as well, because actually having the damage to clear through elites is one of the things we struggle with on this character. We get our first legendary guy, because we can buy this. Never combine things until you have a weapon to replace it in the shop. Plus 8 HP, so this basically costs us 1 for 3 regeneration and minus 8 luck. I don't think that's a worthy trade-off, so we'll skip that. Similarly, this costs us 4 dodge for 1 HP, so we're not grabbing that. The piggy bank is kind of interesting. I actually don't really know how that works with our max HP gain from materials, so I think this actually could be really strong. We can save some materials, and then at the end of the wave, it'll get turned into 20% more max HP because of the piggy bank. That said, I'm going to roll once more, just looking for one of these, because I really do want some more ghost scepters. So we'll get this, and we'll get a helmet here, trying to repair our armor a bit. Armor is back to 0. And because we have the piggy bank, I will save to get some extra money. So I think that was worth like 2 or 3 max HP. I didn't do the math. It's 20% and we had 250, so it should be worth 25, or sorry, 50, which gets converted to about 4 HP since it's 13 to 1. So yeah, so that piggy bank I think will actually pay for itself pretty quickly. Here we are just clearing through all of this chaff. We now have enough HP to tank a hit, so I think we're good. The turrets are starting to stack up a little bit, but they're obviously not killing things at this point. However, they will kill trees, because we have the thing that one-shots trees. Alright, plus harvesting we don't really need, so we'll just take the extra cash there. Grabbing some attack speed. Minus damage, but plus range damage and attack speed is great for us. And let's reroll. This is, actually kind of interesting. It gives us 4 HP per second, and we can't heal any other way. But we don't currently have any other ways to heal. Particularly, like we've got 2 regeneration, and we've already nerfed our consumable healing into the ground. So I think this torture will actually be really strong for us right now. And then I'll grab this. It can just give us more money. This also is more money. And then we're still just mostly rolling for Ghost Scepters. Now we will take the Alien Eyes. Those are actually really good damage for us at this point. And even though this costs us 8, it's now 2 armor and 6 dodge. That will almost cap our dodge and get our armor in the positives. So that's pretty good. And I'll roll once more and then use the piggy bank for the rest of everything. Okay, this would be pickup range, which is something that we do kind of want, but I don't think we care that much, and the dodge percentage, minus dodge percentage, is too big a downside, so let's just go straight to rank to wave 11. This is where enemies start being pretty tanky, so we just need to have stacked some damage. Always making sure to clear those trees, of course. But we're past kind of the really hard part of this run, where we can't take a single hit. This is still very losable, of course, but the point where every possible misstep is instant death is gone. We now have a little more leeway to make some mistakes. Kind of hanging out in the middle and just making sure that I'm always shooting. And also picking up as much as possible. Alright, now we're up to 100 HP, which is really good. Let's continue to stack luck. Luck is still really good for us. Speed, plus speed for minus range is actually nice. We would like to get our speed at least back to 0. And then here we're just grabbing ranged damage. Plus crit chance and dodge for minus range is still good. This is capped at 60, so the dodge isn't amazing, but obviously we only get 1% dodge from this, but we still do want to stack our crit chance, so we'll take that anyways. And then here I will grab another Alien Eyes, and we're going to be trying to stay around like 350 or so money just to stack that pretty well. The adrenaline heal doesn't work. We would just get dodge from it, so it's not worth picking up the adrenaline at this point, even though it's unique and would improve our shops in the future. The level 1 Ghost Scepter is maybe not going to stay forever, but I'll pick it up just in case we get another one. That will help us level our level 2 Ghost Scepter. And I'll grab this Gecko, because I do want to collect things, and even though this costs 9, I think it is still worth picking that up. We can really start stacking our armor, and now we can take some minus dodge items as well without losing too much. Here we get to level our Ghost Scepter and also get probably the best item in the game for this class, or any ranged class. Giving our projectiles bounce is really good, so we'll get that, and then here minus crit chance for plus HP, well, we still lose HP, but plus armor, speed, and damage, still really nice. And then I'm going to not reroll to keep stacking. We've got the boss here, or the elite here. So we have to be a little careful with this guy, but we do have our forced healing a second, so I can tank a couple hits from it. And with 60% dodge, we don't have to play this one perfectly. That said, I want to make sure I'm shooting it pretty consistently to make sure that our damage is going to clear it, because we obviously want that chest. Alright, slightly sloppy. I took a few more hits than I needed to, but that's why we've been tanking up. These bouncy shots are obviously clearing really fast, and that means that we're getting even more HP from our scepters. Beautiful. Alright. Burning activates 10% faster. We're certainly not doing that, so we're just selling that. This one gives us elemental damage, luck, and minus engineering. Well, our engineering is irrelevant. We're not using those turrets. Like, we do have turrets, but we're not using them for damage anyways, and the plus luck is really nice, so we'll take that. And then here, yeah, again, we don't really care about range, and plus damage is great. Gonna just grab crit chance now. Luck, dodge, and minus lifesteal. Man, the game really wants to stack our dodge into the stratosphere, but we're completely dodge capped. I will continue to take armor, though, and speed. I actually will take this pickup range and harvesting, mostly for the pickup range. And I do now need some attack range, because I kind of dropped that significantly. I'm going to grab this, and the projectiles pierce again is even better, so now we have a lot of the effects that we need in order to have our projectiles go everywhere. Plus ranged damage for minus regeneration. Well, we can't regenerate anyways because of the torture, so we are just getting ranged damage basically for free. And plus crit chance for minus armor is still really good. Let's keep rolling. Plus 2 luck for every crit chance you have, minus 2 armor. This is really good for us. Just extra luck is really nice, and that will help our economy a lot. We're still at the point of the wave where economy matters, so we're definitely taking that. And then I will take this. Again, it lowers our dodge chance, but it gives us so much damage and kind of brings our engineering back and whatever. And I'll take the glasses just to repair our range as well. Rolling one more time. Max HP getting a little bit low here, but that's okay. We can spend out just a little more. We'll take the helmet for armor. We'll take the alien eyes, and we'll take range damage. We're now very low again, so we need to be quite careful. Actually, I'll take this and reroll for free. Nothing that we need here. So we're now very low on HP again, so we need to be quite careful not to tank a hit at the beginning of this wave, but we should pretty quickly stack that back up. I wouldn't necessarily suggest playing that risky, because I think if we tank like one hit, we might die. Enemies at this wave, I guess it would be maybe 2. Enemies at this wave do a lot of damage. But we're stacking our HP back up so quickly that I feel okay about it. Just making sure to dodge these swords on the ground and dodging around all the projectiles. Dodging the chargers. Kind of bait them into charging, and then you can take them out. Alright, elemental damage for minus dodge we don't want, obviously, but we will continue to take more ranged damage. Actually, right now I think it's better to take percentage damage, because our percentage damage is so low, and our flat damage is a little higher. I'll take crit chance for minus range, even though the dodge is wasted. I actually don't think I'm going to take another pair of alien eyes. At that point, it starts potentially stealing kills. No, I guess it's unlikely to steal kills because it's still only 37 damage or 33 damage. Definitely leveling this up, and for minus 6 HP, we'll take another point in armor. And a little more crit chance, just to clear stuff faster. Alright, we did get another Ghost Scepter at level 2, so let's combine and pick up another Scepter. We're out of Scepters we can combine, so we can't pick this one up. And we'll go down to 45 HP to pick up the 1 point in range damage. Stacking damage really high is great, obviously, because then we don't have to dodge as much. We can afford to go down a little lower in HP. Like to hit a wave where more enemies spawn soon. I didn't check when the next horde wave is, if we're getting another one. These ranged enemies are pretty dangerous, so it's nice that our bouncing shots are just slaughtering them off screen. I would say this run, to be fair to this run, I would say it has gone uncommonly well. You don't need to be this successful with drops in order to, like this lucky with drops in order to win, but obviously it does help finding all the piercing and all the bouncing and everything that we have found. Attack speed still really good for us, and we are maxed on dodge, so I won't take that, but I'll take some range damage. Nothing we want there. Nothing we want there. I guess we could take range damage, so let's do that. Nothing in particular that we want there. I will take this Vigilante ring, and I'll also take the Wisdom. Waves are 60 seconds long, so this takes a little bit of time to get into play, but it's still really good for us. So we'll take this and this and this as well. Even though it does lower our attack speed, it repairs our range a little bit and gets our damage back up, so that's always good. And we should be fighting an elite, so let's get going. This is not one of the harder elites for us. We should be able to dodge most of his attacks effectively, although I said that and then immediately got hit by 2 of them. Just kiting him back a little bit so that I can regen after taking a hit. Took another hit here, so we're going to kite away a little. Want to make sure that I actually kill him before the end of the wave. Ooh, taking a lot of hits there. Alright, so again, slightly sloppy dodging by me on this wave. But we also farmed up, what was that, like 100 HP that wave? I'm feeling pretty good about that one. Ooh, 5 HP regeneration for every minus speed we have. No, we're not taking that, because we actually do want our speed. And attack speed and range for minus armor we will take. Slowing down nearby enemies, sure, I think that's worth taking. That we're recycling. And then over here, I'll just take some more crit chance. Over here, I'll take... Actually just going to reroll, look for something a little better. We didn't find it, so I'll just take a little armor. There's really not a lot that I really want at this point, so I'm just going to save a lot of my money and try to stack HP even higher. But I will take stuff like more armor. And obviously any scepter upgrades that we get. More just percentage damage would be nice, since we have lowered that quite a lot still, so I'm actually not going to take this. Our crit chance is already at 50%, so each point of crit chance is worth less. There we go, a Ghost Scepter upgrade, so I'll take that, combine, and buy this one. And then we'll stay at, let's say, 700 seems like a good number. I'll grab a little more luck, keep getting drops from enemies. You do have to do a little more decision making in the shops with this character, especially in the early game, because it's so easy to just spend all of your health and then die instantly when you enter the wave. That said, we're now just kind of a pinball machine of death, and nothing can even get close to us, so we just have to dodge projectiles mostly. Another useful item on this character is anything with plus knockback that can help keep you safe if enemies survive your attacks, but right now I think we just need damage so that we can kill them a little faster. Not that we're having particular damage problems, but that's the thing that would improve our position the most. -2 max HP, but plus armor, I'll definitely take that. Melee damage, HP regeneration, we don't need that. And this one gives us more enemies. Some lifesteal, which isn't useful to us, but you know what? I'll just take this for 10% more enemies. I think that's kind of nice to have. This is great, we got percentage damage. This is also great, now we don't have to run around picking stuff up, so I'm just going to grab that and then upgrade my scepter. Looking for another scepter upgrade if we can get one. We can't, but we did get this Poisonous Tonic, which is really good. It's a lot of the stats that we still need. This scepter upgrade isn't useful. Obviously, we don't want to cap our max HP at 189, even though that is very high. We still want to stack that as high as we can. And plus 25% damage for -3 armor. That's a great trade-off at this point. Our armor is looking really good, and now our damage should be significantly improved. Ooh, plus bounce again. I mean, I'll take that. Never mind about our damage. But now we've got even more bounces. Yeah, we'll just keep getting range. Why not? This is kind of effectively free, although we don't use the regeneration. So there's no point in buying it or not buying it. I guess I'll buy it in case we get something that cares about the number of pickups we have. This was just range, but still worth grabbing. This is armor for minus speed, but that's okay. We don't really need our speed anyways. Nothing's getting close, and I'll sit at 500. Now that we have our crit chance, we just really get to hear the dings. I've also improved my range enough that I can more or less just sit in the middle of the map and be constantly shooting. So that actually is kind of a nice thing to get later in the game. You improve your range. And I would say we're like effectively invincible just due to how much health we're stacking up. We also have 60% dodge and pretty good other defensive stats. The only thing I'm mildly worried about is having the damage to clear the bosses before the end of the level, so we will just be grabbing any damage items that we can. Don't need that. Sure, I'll keep taking those. Here, I'm just going to grab more attack speed, and then we got a level 3 and a level 2 Ghost Scepter, which actually, because they came both at once, we now have full epic scepters. And attack speed and range for minus armor, range damage, all great. We can then get a free reroll. Definitely don't take this one. That's one of the ways we could still lose this one. And this item is actually pretty nice for us. It gives us minus range, but it just gives us a ton of extra shots, so we'll grab that. The regen and lifesteal are useless to us, so even though this item would have been really good later on, or earlier on, it doesn't really do anything for us now. It's basically we're spending 15 to get 3 back 3 times, so we would just lose out on HP from that. Sure, I'll take more trees spawn, and then plus damage, plus silver bullet, plus damage against bosses is really good, and then I think we're gonna call that good enough for wave 18. Have an elite as kind of a dry run to see if we have the damage to clear the bosses, and it sure looks like we do. This guy's dying really fast. As soon as everything spawns, it just all dies. Now we're firing those extra bullets from their courses as well, so we just have so many bullets flying around. And we've got 2 bounces on every attack. So I can just sort of slowly move in circles and clear the whole screen. Alright, engineering and XP gain. Well, we don't really need either of those, so we're recycling that. This is normally really good for this character class, even though it's minus range damage, because you do want to stack dodge, and lifesteal is one of your ways to stay alive, but we have the item that prevents us from healing off lifesteal, and our dodge is already maxed, so goodbye cape. I'll take crit chance, though. Honestly here, I think I'm just going to save all my money and just try to get my HP as high as possible. I don't think that we can lose at this point, so let's just jump straight into wave 19. See if we can stack up to like 500 by the end of the run. Alright, I don't think we're quite going to make 500, but still feeling pretty good about where we're at. But yeah, so do let me know in the comments what class you want to see next if you've been enjoying the Brotato content. Ooh, special enemies appear at the beginning of next wave on the boss wave. Don't mind if I do. Minus damage we won't take. Definitely not capping my max HP. Recycling that one for sure. Alright, and let's go. And I'll take the +2 armor. I think that could still be useful at this point, and jump right in. And of course, if you've made it this far, thank you, my friends, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this, and we'll be back with more of this and other strategy game content. So you can, of course, subscribe to my channel. Figured I'd get the plug in while we're still killing the bosses. And there we go. So that's how you win with the demon. I think this one is one of the most difficult classes to win with, but we did get a quick, easy, relatively straightforward win. Had to do a lot of dodging early. I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching, my friends. I'll catch you next time. Cheers, GG.